Far out in the lake, there was moored a large wooden platform on which stood an improbably high diving board, a kind of wooden Eiffel Tower. No human being had ever been known to jump from it. So it was quite a surprise when Mr. Milton jumped up and began doing neck rolls and arm stretches and announced that he intended to have a dive off the high board. It took him at least 20 minutes to make his way up the zigzag of ladders to the top. Mr. Milton stood for quite a long time. Then with a nice touch of theatricality, he raised his arms, ran like hell down the long board. Imagine an Olympic gymnast sprinting at full tilt toward a distant springboard. And you got something of the spirit of it. Took one enormous bounce and launched himself high and outward in a perfect swan dive. It was a beautiful thing to behold, I must say. He fell with flawless grace for what seemed whole minutes. Such was the beauty of the moment and the breathless silence of the watching multitude, that the only sound to be heard across the lake was the faint whistle of his body tearing through the air toward the water far, far below. It may only be my imagination, but he seemed after a time to start to glow red like an incoming meteor. He was really moving. I don't know what happened, whether he lost his nerve or realized that he was approaching the water at a murderous velocity or what, but about 3/4 of the way down, he seemed to have second thoughts about the whole business and began suddenly to flail like someone entangled in betting in a bad dream, or whose shoe hasn't opened. When he was perhaps 30 feet above the water, he gave up on flailing and tried a new tack. He spread his arms and legs wide in the shape of an X, evidently hoping that exposing a maximum amount of surface area would somehow slow his fall. It didn't. He hit the water, impacted, really is the word for it, at over 600 miles an hour, with a report so loud that it made birds fly out of trees up to 3 miles away. At such a speed, water effectively becomes a solid. I don't believe Mr. Milton penetrated it at all, but just bounced off it about 15 feet, limbs suddenly very loose, and then lay on top of it, still like an autumn reef, spinning gently. He was towed to shore by 2 passing fishermen in a rowboat.